Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I am a little bit late to the stream. Really wanted to start at 11:42 on the dot, but we had some baby girl. Baby girl was needing some things before her bedtime. So here we are. I am just kind of getting started. I'm trying to multitask and I'm having issues with X. I think I'm just going to not worry about that and send out a message real quick here that I will not be live streaming there. That I just don't know that that's really worth it. How's everybody doing out there? Oh my gosh, the weather is so glorious here in Austin. Such a beautiful day. How are you and where? Where are you? Well, I'm going to put my gloves on here in just a second and get started, but I'll give some more time for people to join and for me to make this little update here. All right. And let me grab this link. Hey, Ronnie, you made it. How was your birthday lunch? And hello, Jason. How are you? Yeah, no kidding, Ronnie. Oh my gosh, that was so scary, huh? Louisville had some pretty rough news recently. That was scary. I'm glad that you and others, friends are okay, but I can't imagine what that was like to experience in real time. Okay. Hi, Marcella. It's so good to see you on Instagram. Yay. Awesome. North front blowing in SPI. That's cool. I bet that's kind of welcome, right? It's been so hot here. Oh, yay. Jason, you're in New Braunfels. So happy to hear. How is your move going? And what do you guys think about my new camera? I'm testing out a new camera today. So hopefully all the settings are good and it doesn't time out and the battery lasts, but we're here to test. Always trying to improve. Okay, I am going to get into it. So first things first, like I said last time, and I will continue sipping on my coffee. Apologies for that. I like to keep my gloves charging and plugged in when I'm writing with them. But then, of course, when I start to really get into performance, I remove the cables and rely on the Wi-Fi connection. But for today, I'm just gonna keep them plugged in. So let me just do that. I meant to have all this ready to go, but like I said, baby girl, she was she was needing more attention today, and that's okay. So, doot doot, we do what we can. Also, I decided to do this live stream yesterday because I was struck with inspiration. I was thinking about a panel that I really want to lead or moderate at Iceland Eclipse. And while I was thinking about it, I thought about the way that I would like it to start. And then I realized, ooh, I'd really love to do some beautiful introduction with music, really ambient piece, just to kind of set the tone for the conversation. And then I started to see this performance with the gloves. Really simple, but I think it could be really powerful. Very much inspired by the land in Snæfellsnes, if I'm saying that right. I kind of saw the glacier in the distance and the waterfall coming down the glacier and the black sand beach on the other side of the horizon and the stillness of the sea and the cool, crisp air. And I thought, oh, I'm starting to hear a bass line. And then I started to see myself perform it with my gloves. And then I started to hear myself loop vocals and do this really ethereal ambient piece. And then I had that in my mind and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't have time to get this idea down right now, but I want to set aside the time to get it down. So I'm just going to do a live stream. And I scheduled it for today when I knew I would have time, because this is when baby girl naps. She's been pretty predictable about that lately. But then the inspiration left me. I'm so sorry to say. So today, and that's kind of the funny thing about inspiration. You really have to make space for it. You have to make time for it, and you have to nurture it. So today is an experiment in hoping that if I show up, the muse will meet me here and we'll have something beautiful to share. Otherwise, this will just be kind of a fun exploration in how the gloves work. I am going to be doing this in Glover, the interface that I use for my gloves to communicate. I'm going to turn them on. Beep, beep. Into Ableton. So my gloves, through these cables, because I don't have the Wi-Fi connected, will communicate to my computer. Glover, which is on the screen here, is going to receive that signal. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Lacey Guthrie is here. I am so excited. I love you so much. Hi, Franson. Hi, Rochelle. Oh my gosh, look at all these beautiful friends. See, this is why I like doing this on Instagram too. It feels like y'all are hanging out there more often than YouTube. Anywho, so, I'm just catching up here. Oh my goodness, Ronnie, I'm so glad to hear that your friend is okay. And hello, Mark76. Okay, so I'll be hanging out in the chats because it's a really fun thing for me to share all of this with you, and I really like to feel like you're all hanging out in here. You know what I mean? So, here I am. You can see that I have Glover on the screen. That's the interface that obviously has the glove images on it and receives all my signals. And that's where I'm going to program what I want my postures to do. And then that will be sent to Ableton, which is also on the screen. And I'm trying out a new, oh, you know what? I can't even tell if this looks good on Instagram. I think there's some space at the bottom of the page, isn't there? You know what? Let me try to fix that real quick because I feel that this is so hard to see in OBS. Excuse me while I just try to push this interface down to give myself a little more room up here. Manual. Doing this manually. Doing it live. Yes, we are. How does that look? Is that better? Maybe you can see me a little bit better that way. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and check that my gloves are connected through USB. I'm just going to click these link buttons. There we go. My left glove is connected. My right glove is connected, but for some reason, yeah, there we go. And these are my old gloves. I've had these for years now, and I'm getting a new pair sent to me soon. They have totally revised these. But so this might be one of my last hurrahs with these gloves before I get the new and improved ones. Okay, now I have to calibrate them. And I'm realizing that I need to turn them off. Okay, so I need to calibrate them. As you can see, when I move my left hand, all of the little finger sensors move, and those are moving well, but my thumb is not. So let me recalibrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well, my postures look good except for open hand. That's not secret finger. This is secret finger. Let's remove all these and reprogram secret finger. That's just my, as you can see, now we need open hand. I'm just clicking as I move my hand around in an open hand posture and then saving that. And then this program uses machine learning algorithms to understand my postures. So open hand, fist, secret finger, one finger point. Oh, no, let's remove all those postures and redo it. One finger point. I'll probably use that. Save it. All right, I'm retesting my postures here. No, that's fist. Let's redo fist. You know, this sometimes has to be recalibrated just based on the environment change. Humidity levels, things like that will change things, so it's really important to recalibrate. And that all of that looks pretty good. Rock needs to be redone. Rock. I use that a lot for things I don't want to trigger easily. Whoop. Okay. Rock. Piece, secret finger, fist, fist, fist. Let's do that again. All right. Well, let's do the right glove. This one actually looks pretty good. Secret finger, puppet hand. I do that a lot on the right. Well, this is looking good. Maybe not. Let's recalibrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fist. Fist. That was not rock at all. Fist. Fist. Piece. Secret finger. I need to add a little more to that one. Okay. Cool. Let me check the chats real quick. Hey, Tanya. Oh my gosh. How are you doing? I miss you so much. So much. Okay. So, here is what I am thinking about. I think, and I don't know how I want to do it, so we're just going to explore this. I knew that I wanted to add a loop, you know, a vocal loop to this, and I already had in another song a vocal looper set up that I really like. So you can see that's what's on my screen here. So I'll use, actually, I might change this to my right fist because I saw myself doing the bass on my left hand. So let me change this by dragging over my right fist posture. Excuse me. Over here, and I'll choose the direction not down because it's really easy to accidentally just make a fist with your hand down while you're just talking, and I don't want to start looping like that. I think it's invert, yeah, not down. So let me get rid of the left fist here, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But first, I want to try to throw in some kind of random notes. I'm thinking I might play with G, F, and C to begin with. And there are a couple of ways I could do this. I could either program in those exact notes for my bass line and give them directions and postures, which I think I'll start with. And then I'll use a glide, like a super, super glidey bass sound to move through those and just see how they feel and then see what kind of order I want to play them in. So we'll start that way. Another way I could do it is to just create a random like pitch scale because I have a gyroscope in my wrist box here and it understands pitch. So I could make it a little more improv even if I just allow different areas of this pitch to be different notes. But maybe I do want to do that. Let's see. Let's try, I think it's in the note matrix I would do that. Yeah. That could be fun. But let me just start with the chord machine. Why not? And I will create, I want this to be bass, so I'm going to stick to like C1, G1. Let's start with G. I'll give G, since it's the highest, And what do I want it to be? Posture. I actually kind of want it to be an open hand. Because it's just, yeah, maybe I'll do two different things. I'll show you in a second. I've got something forming in my mind. Direction up. And then, oh, I also need to set forward right now. There we go. And I'll do an F. And I'll make that a forward open hand on my left glove. Yeah. And then I'll do a C, and I'll make that open hand and either down or left. Let's do just down. Now I'm going to connect this to Ableton. I'm going to make this MIDI channel 4, and I always make my bass pink. Always. And then in Ableton, I will make this Model D. And by the way, for whatever reason, this Model D plugin just takes a lot of processing power. You can kind of see that I'm using 11% of my CPU without even using it. And if I turn it off, that goes down to 1%. So whenever I'm playing live like this, I always have to consider anything that uses too much processing. But I love this sound so much that I just want to try it. So I'm going to listen to MIDI channel 4 on this track, and I'm going to arm it to record, and then we're just going to play with it to see what it sounds like. And again, if I click my gloves are off because I didn't want to trigger any sounds. So let's go back to Glover and turn them on. All right. So I like that a lot. I like that it just keeps going, and I have a nice glide. With my open hand. So if I don't want a sound, usually I use fist to create a sound, but for some reason I just want the visual of my open hand. And then I can stop it with my fist or any other posture really. So I'll hold it, and you can kind of hear the hum of that just because I think I have the release turned way up on that synth, which I like. I'm going to go into Ableton again. Oh, Mars, thank you. I just saw your comment that you think I look awesome. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I feel really good. So that probably has something to do with it. In the Model D, which is this beautiful plugin, I'm going to also, I want to automate the, or I want to control with my gloves the cutoff frequency. So I'm going to change that. My husband is having yogurt outside. It's such a beautiful day. I am going to change that cutoff frequency. And the way that I do that, I just forgot I have to do something special here. If I want to be able to control a parameter in Ableton with my gloves in the plugin, I have to first click this little, go away. I have to click, what is it? I forget. Oh, this little arrow here, little caret, boop. And then as you can see, it says to add plugin parameters to this panel, click the configure button. Okay, I'll click that. And then if I move this out of the way, it says to add parameters to this panel, click on them in the plugins window. So all I have to do here is click the cutoff frequency knob, and there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and then I'm going to assign, I'm going to unclick configure, save this, and then I will go into MI.MU, the Glover interface, and I'm going to create a new input and output by clicking this I/O here. I'm also going to throw it above the looper, and I'm going to color it pink because it's going to control, please go up. There we go. These are going to be pink because they control my bass. That really helped me know what I'm controlling here. In fact, I'm going to turn these off so I can open my hand. I'm going to say bass cutoff frequency. So I know what this is doing. Because later, you know, I program so many songs, it's nice to come back in and have some really good notes. And this is an empty mapping input. That means I need to say what posture I want to make in order to affect the cutoff. And what I want to do is roll. The gyroscope in here understands roll, yaw, and pitch. So roll is a fun way to feel like you're turning a frequency knob, right? And I think it would be a fun, like, performative visual thing. Or I could also do yaw. That would be more expressive. Oh, let's start with roll. So down here, I'm going to pick on my left glove, my posture. It's going to be open hand. And the orientation will be roll. And I can set my minimum and maximum here. My gloves are off, so it's not responding. There we go. Here we go. All right, so I want this, actually I want my minimum to be pretty extreme and my maximum to be pretty extreme. There. And then, actually I'll set my minimum here. Okay. And now I have to send this note, this MIDI note of 120 to Ableton. So I'm going to solo this and in Ableton, I'm going to go into MIDI mode, Command M. I'm going to click the cutoff frequency and then I'm going to do that movement. And now you can see MIDI note 120 is assigned there. So now when I move my open hand and my roll, this moves. The trick here will be making sure I like where it is with my default hand. I might have to reset the maximum minimums. But anyway, let's try this out and see what happens. So I'm going to unsolo here, save everything, and now let's see. It's nice too because I can really quickly create some rhythm, right? I don't really want to for this song, but I think I want to not go through the middle to get to that bottom note. But I want to glide to it, so I think I'll actually put the that low note, that low C, on my to the left instead of the bottom. That way I don't have to go through that middle note to get there and glide to it. So let me change that. And here, the C, I don't want it to be down. I want it to be left. Yeah. It's cool that I can kind of roll it off with the filter. Cool. I like that. So I have a crazy habit of Command S-ing to save. Always. Okay. Marcus Adabin says he's a new artist from Denmark. How exciting. I'd love to hear your song forever. I typically just kind of write improv style, but I would love to hear your music. please share about it. Okay. Now I'd like to, I'm going to turn my gloves off so I can open my hand without making a noise. Oh, I got stuck. Oh, that happens. My Model D gets stuck. I don't know why. Or maybe it's just a super long release. Oh, that's funny. That's a long release. I like that. Okay, and that's a very long release. Okay, whatever. Now I'm gonna create this looper. I'll see if I remember how to do this. So in Glover, I have here so my right fist R, when it's not down, so I'm just making a fist like this. Then it's going to, first of all, trigger the light here so that it's red, so that I know that I am, in fact, why are my gloves not purple? We got to change that real quick. This is important. Like, we need it to be like, yeah, we need it to be like purple, you know, like my Annu colors. You know what I'm saying? So by default, okay, come on over here. There we go. Violet. Let's call it violet. Much better. So when I'll know that when I'm recording my loop, this turns red. So let me go ahead and throw the looper into Ableton and also throw this record loop MIDI note in. So I'm going to solo that. Let's see, what do I have going on here? Okay, so this is a gated signal. So basically, I have, when I'm doing the fist, it's going to send this value of 127 to the record button. And then it looks like I also have two lines coming out of this output. One is record. I'm sorry. So the top, right, the top is record, and then when I release, it ends the recording, and it turns my glove this violet color. It doesn't just end the recording, it also hits the play button. Okay, so. Hey, Siona, hi, and Pieces by Ellie. How you guys doing? It's so good to see you. Welcome to this super nerd music technology session. Okay, now I'm gonna go into my voice here. Oh, there's one more thing that I must do immediately, and that is I do have this vocal reverb. This should be red because all my vocal stuff is always red. So I have this vocal reverb trick that I do that people like to make fun of because it's very silly when I do it on stage, but I do so much storytelling during my shows, and I also do a lot of musicking, and that requires a lot of reverb on my vocals, especially for an ambient piece like this one I want to write. And so what I do is I don't want to be able to turn this off and on by accident, so I use two postures like this and a wrist flick, and that ensures that I would never accidentally do this, but it allows me to, without going to my computer, without hitting any pedals, just turn my reverb on and off. So I'm going to do that real quick before I forget. So let's do, I'll solo this, and I'm going to map this to my reverb device here. So I'm going to hit Command M in Ableton, click on my reverb device, and then do that move, which now you see that there's a new MIDI note attached. I'm going to Command M again and save. And then I will unsolo, and I'll just make sure that this works. So you can see it's a toggle. So it sends the output value of 127 and then 0. And it's also vibrating my wrist boxes so that I know when I'm on stage, because sometimes I can't hear myself very well on stage, I know for sure that my reverb is coming off and on. I just felt the pulse. So there it is, there's a reverb. There it is, it's dry again. That's so much better. Okay, we got that out of the way. And now I'm going to go back. And you can see these are like different scenes on the left of Glover here. But really, if I right click, you can see I have created this scene to be always active. So it just kind of sits alone on its own over here. I can't touch it or mess it up, but it's always active, even if I'm in this scene where I'm controlling the bass and the vocal looper. Same for set forward. Set forward is my left button and my whatever direction that I'm in, so I can constantly move which direction I'm in, which would be really nice if I were, say, floating in space and floating around, but I still wanted to access the notes that I put in front of me or to the left of me, for example. I'm just saying, perfect instrument for space travel. All right, and then, hey, Don, how's it going? I know you'll enjoy this. Don has gloves, right? Yes? And Pieces by Ellie asks, are your gloves connected to the computer? I thought they were wireless. Yes, they are wireless, but whenever I'm writing like this and I know that I'm going to spend a lot of time kind of programming them, I keep them plugged in so that they're charging. Also, in all honesty, I have not yet decided how I want to handle doing a live stream, which requires my computer to be connected to the wireless network here. And if I'm using the gloves wirelessly, they have to be connected to the same network that the gloves are, which is different. So I'm just making it easy. Don has one glove. Ooh, how exciting. Cool. One glove is good. You could also use your phone. You can use Gliss. That's a free app that anybody can use with this Glover software. And it's awesome. Like you get the same, you have a gyroscope, an accelerometer, buttons to press. That's a super fun way to begin and decide if you want to get some gloves, which you probably do. And yes, Sajal Chagravarti asks if I can make drum sounds with the gloves. Yes, I can, and I do often. Today I won't because I'm just doing a pretty ambient piece. Yeah. Yeah, they can be wired and wireless. And actually, I performed at South by Southwest once inside one of the hotel conference rooms, which is just not ideal when you're trying to use wireless signals to communicate with something. Like you don't want other Wi-Fi bouncing around in your space. And so I always have a super, super backup plan, which is really, really, really long cables that go under my clothes and then go to my computer. And then I'm just a little less expressive, but I can still pull off a show, even if there are 100,000 wireless signals pointed at me and interfering. So it's nice. And yeah. Don's asking, what do I think about the V2 gloves they're making versus some of the competitors coming into the gesture music space? The gloves are my jam. I'm getting the second pair soon, and anyone who has gloves gets 50% off, or at least they offered that promotion previously. So I will soon be getting the version 2 soon. I have not seen anything else in the gesture space that gets me excited like these gloves. They just feel like home to me. They feel so natural, and the team has been working on it for so long. It's just, I feel like they've figured out so much. So, yeah. Oh, and yeah, Pieces by Ellie, please message me separately about that. I don't really know what speakers I would suggest to you yet, but I have some friends that will have better suggestions and that would love to answer that. Okay, let's get on to the vocal looper. In here, I'm going to solo my record loop and go into Ableton and see if I remember how I did this. If not, I will pull in from another project, but let's just see if we can do it from scratch. So I'm going to look for the looper on the left-hand panel here. Here we go, looper. Throw it onto the vocal channel. And then I'm going to Yeah, I think what I did before was just, instead of use the big red button here to start my loop, I think I use the overdub button so that every time I do this, it records and overdubs, because I want to overdub a lot. So I'm going to hit Command M. That way I don't have to do another posture, another gesture to overdub. I'm going to click overdub, and then I'm going to make my fist, and going to Command M again, save, and what else? And then of course I have this toggle here, so I'm going to solo when I release. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's how I do that. I'm just soloing this so that no other signal comes through to Ableton. Go back to Ableton, and what do I want it to do? And then when I release that posture, I want to hit the play button. So I'm going to Command M here, and let's see if I do this right. There you go. Yeah, that worked. Command M again. So now you can see, oh, I have that soloed. So let's unsolo that. And before I go too far, let me go ahead, because looping is going to get really crazy if I don't have a way to clear the loop. So what do I have here? Fist, wrist flick, down, left. I'm going to actually make this my right wrist. Right, posture, fist, and wrist flick down. Let's do my direction. And wrist flick, and then I'll get rid of this left one. This, like I said before, if you're joining later, this came from a different project. So I'm just kind of switching my directions here. And then that's going to clear the loop, and then wrist flick R. Stop all. Why did I have this? I'm not sure that I need that. I think I had that because I was triggering other things in the song. Let me just mute this so it doesn't do anything. But for now, I'm going to assign this right down wrist flick gesture to clearing the loop. So if I Command M, and where is clear? I forget. Clear. This tiny little button. And then I go down and wrist flick. There we go. You know what? I might actually make that right, because I'm sitting down. I'm kind of near a desk. That's not really easy. I'm going to change that in Glover to be direction right. There we go. Okay, and I'll unsolo that. So now let's see what, oops, I just messed up my interface because I had that perfectly set for OBS. Oopsies. Oh well. Something like that. Alright, now going back to Ableton. Let's test it out. And first I'll... Oops. Hello? Oh, where's my... Why isn't my reverb working? Reverb. Secret finger wrist flick. Hello, there we go. Alright, let's try the vocal loop and see if what I did actually works. So the clear is not working, but it is. Why is so the clear is not working? Huh. Oops. Obviously, something's not right. Also, my wrist flicks, it's not working well. I bet I need to train both of these on secret finger better. Yeah, that's what's going on. Is this my left glove? Let me train. This is secret finger, buddy. Don't worry. That's correct. And my right one, that seems to be working. So toggle, toggle, toggle. Okay, that's working better now. When in doubt, recalibrate or retrain. Thanks, Ronnie. I'm glad you like this. I hope it is fun to learn about this cool stuff. For me, it is my favorite thing. I love the Prophet, but I also just love the gloves. The only issue you probably notice that I experience when I loop like this is that I can instantly start to peak. The gain is probably too high on my input here. But anywho, so okay, I think the only thing that's weird is this fist wrist flick. Fist wrist flick right. Why are you not working? Maybe I'll change it to secret finger, because maybe it's thinking that, oh, right, because I'm using fist not down to record the loop, so it's getting confused. It's like, well, your fist is not down, and you're making a fist, so you want to record the loop, right? Now I want to do a different posture to stop it. Secret finger. All right. So let's try that again and make sure it works. Oh, and my Model D is just going to town because my hand is open. Maybe I should change that. Ugh. Bummer. Well, I have it muted. Let's try the looper. All right, looper. Oh, and of course, reverb first, then. That started late. Why? Okay, so the clearing works. I have to watch this and make sure the light turns red and only begin singing once it does. Oh, why? It's not doing it. Hey, there we go. Why is that not turning my glove red? Here, it's supposed to. Turn it red. Huh. Oh, see, it's turning red in the interface. Red in the interface. Red. But not on my glove. You know what? I think that is an issue I've been having with the gloves. I mean, they're very, I've worn these gloves out, and I don't think I'm doing anything else wrong here. Oh well, okay. But I wonder if I'm quantized on this looper. I am. Maybe I'll just do none. That way it starts immediately and I can just be flowy with this. Maybe it was just sticking to the grid here. So let's try this again. And actually, why is my tempo? Oh, it's setting and following the song tempo. Let's just do follow song tempo or maybe none. See what happens when I do that. Because I don't know that I want a tempo on this, but if I do, I want it to be really low, like 72. Because guess what? Babies are most soothed by 72 BPM because that is kind of a normal, general, universal heartbeat of a calm mother. Isn't that cool? I think I learned that in David Byrne's book, How Music Works, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's try it again. with reverb. Okay. It works! And I think I see someone talking about compression. Yes. Don asks, do you stream anywhere else? Like, Twitch would love this. I've been told that, but I've seen really incredible electronic musicians use Twitch and get like 2 views, and they do it weekly. And I just thought, I don't know if I really need to waste my time working on a new social media platform, but I've been told it enough times that I should probably try. I am streaming to YouTube. I always have streamed to YouTube, and Instagram is a new addition. I got this super cool free plugin for OBS that allows me to not only multicast, so I could multicast to Twitch, but also I have a vertical canvas for Instagram, and I have a landscape canvas for YouTube. So that's kind of cool. And hey, Brendan Hedges, how you doing? Don says could be cool to auto compress where you can set the threshold to an actual glove height. That's interesting. I think I follow that. Yeah, I mean, you could use your yaw, or I'm sorry, your pitch, or yaw roll, but your pitch max to hit the max that you're looking for. That's for sure possible, but I flail around so much it would be wild. And yeah, I did get a bit of clipping on that last round. Yeah. I wonder if looper's the best way to do that. And maybe there is, maybe I should just be compressing here. Doobie doo 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 doo. Compressor. Meow. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Let's set it down to -6. Seems like the right thing to do, right? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. -6? Cool. Try again. With reverb. It's still peaking. Why? Where did I have that? -6. Still peeking in there. Yeah, if anybody knows what would fix that, I'm sorry, I mean to say clipping, let me know. Otherwise, I will do some research off to the side. Okay, now for the bass line. Let's go back to that and see what feels really good. Plus, coffee break. Coffee break. Oh, also, shoot, it's already 12:36. We've been having so much fun, clearly. I was only supposed to stream for like an hour because I have some good friends streaming a really incredible launch today. Don, you're still at Blue, aren't you? Congratulations today on a really cool launch to Mars. How do more people not know about this? This is crazy. We're going back to Mars. EQ for the clipping. Great idea, Mark76. That's a fantastic idea. I never thought of EQ on my vocals. Are you kidding? Oh. Someday, I'm going to take... I actually have Pro Fab Q or whatever that's called. It's really good. But anyway. Why am I having a hard time finding the EQ? That is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking everywhere. EQ. Let's do there and see where that's coming through. Thank you, Mark76. Tell me if you think that was a good idea or a terrible idea. Someday I am going to take proper mixing and sound design courses because I want to. Hey, Mom. Mom's here. Hey, everybody say hi, Mom. And I could bring the master volume down for sure, yeah. Peter Clark, you must have just joined. You're asking what the gloves do. They're doing everything. Right now, I'm about to turn the bass back on. Right now, I have them programmed to turn on my reverb when I do that, and turn it off when I want to talk, and loop. So when I make a fist with my right hand, it's looping. And now I will clear the loop with my hand. So I'm going to turn my reverb back off. This is one of my favorite ways to perform, especially really intimate pieces or to manage the effects when I'm playing like a synthesizer or something like that. And anyway, I'm going to unmute this Model D that seems to just be going crazy. It's like not stopping. Why? Okay, that's because my hand was open and that's the posture I gave it. I'm going to take the sustain level down on this plugin, maybe change the decay time so it's not so crazy. Excuse me. Okay, let's turn this back on and see if there's a little melody that can happen. Also, I think Instagram kicks me off after an hour, so if I suddenly disappear, I apologize. I'm going to try to go a little bit longer. And okay, people are saying, hi, Annu's mom. That's Deb. She's on Instagram. Colo Seth is asking who designed the gloves. My dear friend, Kelly Snook, really incredible human, was part of a team who was, I believe I have the story right, they were creating them at the MIT Media Lab. Then Imogen took a tour, saw them, loved them. Imogen Heap decided to bring her in, Kelly in, to kind of design them further for her uses. So she became a designer in the project. And then Adam Stark is, he's also been integral to the experience. Chagall, a bunch of really cool musicians basically got together and were like, let's make this really awesome technology. So, they're called MI.MU gloves. So MI.MU gloves.com. Now the bass. Here we go. I'm going to unmute it. And we've got 3 notes I'm playing with. I might add more. And I don't even remember them. And I have the filter on my roll. I love that. I can see myself standing in the Icelandic countryside and bringing this huge, massive sound. Here, maybe I'll start it like this. with the filter down and just ease it up. Let me turn my reverb on. Yo! And yeah. I want to be able to see my looper. Okay. Cornish Waves music, hello. All right, here we go. Check. I think it's actually the bass that's peaking, eh? There, clipping. It's a little better. Yeah. Mark76 thinks that it's around 150 to 200 hertz that's clipping. It is definitely better now, but you're right. Thank you so much for your expertise here. Let's see. Let me bring this reverb back. Right here, eh? Let's make this 3 a little dip. Bringing some Aurora in here, eh? All right, let's try again. See if that does the trick. All right. I guess we'll keep an eye on this. Okay, I'm liking this. They haven't kicked me off yet, so we'll keep going. I think I actually really want some rhythm, and I'm trying to decide if I want a little kick, like a heartbeat kick as always, or if maybe I just want to create some movement with my gloves. That could be cool. How do I want to do that? Maybe I just do it with my voice. Let's try that. With the looper. Okay. Let me figure out what I want to loop here. It's all improv. Hopefully it doesn't get too clippy. Okay, I got sent into a bit of a trance there, which is my favorite zone. I kind of liked that I was totally lost because my glove became disconnected, so I didn't know where I was in the chord progression and got off with my original loop, and then it just created this super ethereal Icelandic sounding thing, which is what I want to do. So I really, really like that. And it's such a simple, fun way to captivate someone, ground myself. Most importantly, before I start a set, I always try to do something like this because it shakes off my nerves. It gets me into that flow state. It keeps it simple, so I'm not thinking about a million things, but then it eases me into the rest of the set, which, you know, we can start adding drums and rhythm and other things. But I really like that ethereal thing. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, the vision I had yesterday and the reason why I decided to do this today was that I wanted to curate a panel between people like Rick Doblin, beautiful, my astronaut friends, Ron Guerin, Dr. Cyan Proctor, and some explorers and a few other people, meditators, that focus on peak experiences as transformative experiences. And I thought, what better way to start off a panel discussion like that than to kind of get us all into a beautiful flow state. So I think I'd like to do something of that nature that really makes us feel connected to the space around us and each other. Very meditative. And again, just like holding the image of the Snifflesness landscape, the natural beauty, the waterfalls, the glacier in the distance, and being, you know, with the wind blowing in our hair. Like that's what I'm feeling when I'm oohing and eyeing and looping it in this kind of ethereal way. So, yeah. Well, it's been an hour, and I promised that I would stop this stream before some friends, some dear, dear friends, are live streaming a rocket launch to Mars. So that is what I'm going to do. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do this more often as I can, while baby girl is sleeping. But I should get back to it. Should get back All right, now I'm just being ridiculous. Anyway, I should get back to it. Thank you, Mark76. I really appreciate it. And Gnarly Waves, I am so glad to see you here, and your suggestion to limit the vocals just under clipping so it doesn't distort. Yeah, I need to figure out the proper way to limit, compress, and pull out nasty frequencies. That is... Oh, and Colleen Chandler says throw a limiter on the master. Cool. I will do all of those things before the next stream. Oh, yay, Don, you're here at YouTube. How exciting. Yes, yes, I've been doing this for a little bit, and it is a much better experience on YouTube, I think. But everyone just hangs out on Instagram, so I thought, I'll meet y'all there. Bye. Enjoy your Sunday. Love y'all. I love you, Lacey. Bye 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 bye. love you. All right, I'm hitting in stream. Here it goes. Bye bye. I love you. I love you all.